reminds me of the Balotelli incident. I think it was a preseason game against some nobodies where Balotelli, he walked off and the whole team followed him. And I was like, wow, like the team followed him. This was, Marega was like, no, I'm going to come off. And his players were literally forcing him to stay. And I was like, wow, you could have really had a powerful moment in coming together with your player and coming off. And why I find it so sad is you're putting fishnet ball ahead of racism and reality and respect. We all love football. I'm sorry, man. Life comes before football. Self-respect comes before football. And issues to do with racism and demeaning someone, that comes before bloody putting a ball inside a flipping fishnet. It's a game. It's not real life. It ain't reality. It's a human being. So for Neeks, sorry, Devil. Devil. Yeah. This always seems like Groundhog Day.
It does.
So from this incident, have we moved forward? Have we moved sideways? It just seems like if this keeps happening again and again and again, it will happen. Oh, I'm sorry, they'll get fined something, maybe a stadium ban. We say rinse, repeat. So what, in that incident, do you think that it should be more so of players like Marega walking off and the team coming off with him? And if that was done more times, maybe there'll be a bit of a shift, or what?
That's it. You hit it spot on. At the end of the day, the whole stadium, so all of the players heard it. They all saw the chairs being thrown. They all saw it. They saw his reaction and how visibly upset he was. I think one Porto player who was black himself pointed over to the manager and said, look, he's lost it. He needs to come off. So he's trying to tell the manager, bring him off. That's what Marega wanted. Marega didn't want to walk off the pitch. He wanted to be substituted. So it's not like he just said, right, I'm going to bop off the pitch. He wanted to be substituted, to which the manager, to give him his due, the manager told him to come off. He said, come. The players that stopped him are disgraceful. They're disgraceful because they were stopping and they were being physical with him. It wasn't even like they were trying to talk to him. They were trying to make him stay there. For me, the only way racism is going to stop is if not just the team of the player who's being abused walks off, but the other side, whose fans are abusing players, walk off as well. Because then you're saying, we are not tolerating this. Regardless of who he plays for, this is a human issue. And as a human being, I'm not going to tolerate this. We're all walking off together. All 22 man and the referee walk off. Yeah. Until that happens, we're going to get these silly fines. We're going to get stadium bans. We're going to get all this talk and rhetoric and, kick it out. We're going to say, yeah, we should do this, blah, blah, blah. Nothing's going to happen. But one other thing as well that I'd like to say is that you got a lot of people pointing fingers at Portugal and Italy and all this. Craig Ramage is up north. He's in Derby. He's coming out saying these young black. This is exactly what we was talking about the other day about black people and getting out too big for their boots, to quote Stormzy. And he said it. And his reaction was to apologize to his followers. He didn't apologize to no black people. He didn't apologize to none of the people that he offended. He's like, I didn't mean it, blah, blah, blah. Like, of course you meant it. That's why he said it. Why would you say it if you didn't mean it? And none of the people on the show with him said anything to him. They all just carried on like it was nothing. And then they tried to edit it out of the show as if no one would know. That is why there's a problem in this society, is because people are just trying to push it under the carpet. Unless people are willing to have a real conversation and actually look at where the problem resides, which isn't just a football problem. It isn't just a problem in Portugal. It's not just a problem in Italy. It exists here and now. We all go through it. Day to day, we all see it. Unless people are willing to have that conversation, which is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable, then it's not going to change. Yeah.
So wait, before I come to Neeks very quickly, I think, 400 said everything that Deb said is very true. And I think that the key thing, or like that, what you said is that don't point fingers. Look, what was it called? Like, I went to flipping school here in England as well. And for me, like, coming from Nigeria to England, I was shocked by the level of racism I had. And this is just from like a flipping 12, 13-year-old. I was like, wow. So it was a huge thing living in Nigeria where everyone is black, to coming into England and just the kind of subliminal stuff that's out there. Obviously, England have done it enough to take it away, but England should never be like, oh no, we're like really good. Hey, look at all these bad racist people. That's just stupid. But what I've always said though is I feel that you can't remove racism from society. That's impossible. That's just a disease that human beings will have to deal with for all time. It is just what it is. Racism evolves But 100%, if UEFA and the FA really cared, they could remove racism from football stadiums. It's just that they don't care. Neeks.
Well, of course, yeah, I think the last point you make, if they really wanted to, they are, and it's not to say, well, it is to say actually, they're happy to ban Man City for 2 years for Champions League, which we'll get on to a bit later, for something that's not illegal in terms of the law of the land, but something that goes against the laws of football. But when it comes to the laws of humanity, they're very, very slow to actually do things and put things in place to ensure they don't happen again. When it comes to the money, they're happy. They're happy to fine, Nicholas Bentner, I think, for showing sponsored underwear years ago because the money of the sponsorship is affected. But when it comes to people's humanity, black people's humanity, that's where they draw the line. That's why they want to have a discussion and, as you said, give a lip service, but not actually do anything, because it will show up a lot of people, a lot of the big wigs who are sitting in certain positions for what they truly are. You mentioned the Craig Ramage, and even his apology. He goes, "This isn't, this error is by no means my point of view." And I said, "No, your quote unquote error is exactly your point of view. Nobody prompted you. Nobody forced you to say it. This is what was in your head. And you said that these boys need to be taken back down to these young black boys. When I look at these young black boys, the way they act, the way they stand, they need to be taken back down a peg or two." A question in the live chat, Erhan says, "How can Portuguese fans be racist when most of the national team is mixed?" Because when you're doing a job for them, when you're performing and you're making them happy, it's cool as long as you know your place. As long as you don't get too big for your boots, for want of a better term, we're happy. As long as you're tapping, when racism was rife in America, Jim Crow, they had black people on the stage making an absolute fool of themselves, entertaining the white people, and they're happy with that. But once you start to stand up where they would say step out of line, you'll become an uppity Negro, you might say, that's when the issue starts. So not only did you have Marega scoring the winning goal, he's saying, not only am I scoring against you, I also don't rate what you're doing. I'm going to make a point of it. And when you start fighting back, that's when it comes even more. So they can both be racist and support people who are playing for Portugal. It's not.
Oh no! Because it's the whole goes back to the whole slavery era and everything. It was like, I want you to do this work for me. I don't respect you as a person, but I respect your physical attributes to help me win this thing for my team or my entity. But behind closed doors, you're still low. But I think, look, man, I just think that because I always draw a parallel to like basketball, and I said that would LeBron or soul rest in peace, bro, man. Do you know how weird this is? I was just like LeBron, Kobe. Crazy. But basically, would a LeBron, a Kobe, would they sort of just accept that, hey man, racism is just part of it, Because those players that were keeping Marega on and so forth, in their minds, it was similar to what Bonucci said to Moise Kean, is that, look, man, these are ultras, it's just part of the game. That's the danger. So as black people, we just have to accept that what is part of football is racism. Because even for me, like, as I told you, like, as well, like, I grew up in Nigeria, then I came to England. So I will never be used to, hey, man, being in a football terrace and just racism being whole. I'm like, no. Whenever I go and watch, like, Nigeria's matches and everything, Nigerians are extremely funny and joyous and cool. So I can never accept that you insulting someone because he's gay, insulting someone because he's black, insulting someone because he's Asian is part of football and part of football banter. Apart from no. I'm a football fan. How could big parts of a football fan be being homophobic and being racist? That makes no sense. But some people are trying to embed this into it and trying to give ultras a pass by saying, this is just what ultras do, which is insane.